Hey you guys, this is Pat Council, and today I want to talk to you about the shoes next door. Now, this is all about not giving up and taking action. Now, a few videos ago, I mentioned that I would be telling you a story that would give you a little more clarity on consistency and what I mean when I talk about consistency and the importance of consistency. It was actually one of the two things that I suggested that you needed to put into place in order for you to get the wealth or the lifestyle that you really want. Well, I want to tell you a quick story about these shoes next door. Several weeks ago, I ordered a pair of shoes. Actually, I ordered 5 pairs of shoes. Now, I don't normally order that many pairs of shoes, but these shoes were marked way down, and they're normally expensive shoes, and they were at such a good price that I thought, wow, this is a great time to go shoe shopping. So I ordered these shoes, and I was really excited about the shoes coming, and actually, I noticed that after a while, no shoes. So I decided to go online to track my shoes. Then I noticed that the shoes had already been delivered. So I contacted the post office and I said, hey, the shoes may have been delivered, but they were not delivered to me. And I actually went to the post office and they used the little GPS or whatever they call it, little satellite thing. And they said, yes, you know, our tracker shows that those shoes, the box was left right in front of your house. And I said, okay, that's interesting because I've been living out here for years and no one has ever stolen anything from in front of my house. So I was going to give up. And it bothered me a little bit because they were really nice shoes. So I contacted the shoe company and they said, all right, we'll refund your money, but we're going to have to send you a form out. So I had to wait a week to get the form. Well, I was waiting for the form and then something in me said, you know, don't quit, don't give up. Now, what does these shoes, what does this story have to do with consistency? This is about staying on point. This is about never giving up. Even when you feel like giving up, it's about moving forward. It's about taking action. And I decided that I wasn't going to give up. So I went to the post office and the person, when I went before, the person who had talked to, I said, that's not our real mailman. That's not our normal mailman. So I waited and he is a man. So I waited for him to come by again. And I said, okay, I'm going to wait and I'm going to flag that truck down. And I'm going to ask him, where did you put my shoes? Well, I flagged the truck down and it was not a regular guy. And it was another gentleman. And that gentleman, he said, wait a minute. He said, I can find out exactly where we put the shoes. And I told him, well, I was told they were put on my front porch outside. And he said, well, let's check it again. And he checked it again. And he says, I'm going to call you back. And when he checked it, he called me back and he said, your shoes were delivered to the house next door. So my shoes were next door. I went to my next door neighbor and I said, do you have a big box of shoes? My neighbor says, well, I've been out of town for a few days, but I did get a big box. And I haven't gotten a chance to go through my mail, and the box is sitting right here in the hall. So what do? We look at the box, and whose name is on the box? Mine, Pat Council. I said, these are my shoes. So I found my shoes. Now, what's my point? My point is, had I given up, perhaps I would have gotten the shoes eventually. I don't know. But the point is they were right next door. So how close is your success? How close is your wealth? How close are the things that you want, the goals that you've been working at achieving? How close are they? And because you think it's not happening for you or you think it's not going to happen, you give up. You decide to stop. Can you imagine if you went just a little bit further? Had I stopped looking for those shoes, now eventually they may have shown up, but we're talking about 3 weeks later. Okay, so who knows when my neighbor would have gotten to his mail. So I don't know when I would have gotten those shoes. But the point is, I didn't give up. I decided, at one point when I decided to give up, I had a conversation with myself and I said, wait a minute, those shoes, they exist somewhere. Someone in this neighborhood, they have your shoes. So don't stop. So I went back and I kept looking until I found my shoes. So what are you prepared to do as it relates to your goals? Are you prepared to be consistent? Are you prepared to stay the course? Are you prepared to continue taking the actions that you know to be the right actions so that you can get the outcome that you've been looking for? Hey, you guys, your wealth could be right next door. Now, don't go knock on your neighbor's door and say, hey, you got my money? You got a bag of money for me? Well, I don't know. Give it a shot. You never know. Well, anyway, listen, that's all I have for you guys. But your wealth could be right there, or your goal achievement, it could be right there. So treat it like the shoes next door and keep looking and keep working and keep taking action until you find what you're looking for. Hey, do life with power.